Good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. It is Monday once again, November the 6th. Time has changed. We've fallen back an hour. What do you like better? Almost like that daylight savings time where you get more end of it, to where you get more time to do around the home, which would make it spring forward. Will we ever get it straightened out? I don't know. But we are back an hour, so just so you know, if you haven't set your clock yet, that's where we are. Jerome, good morning there. Joseph is up. Good to see you. Charlotte Gray, Philadelphia. How are y'all today? Sandy White is up, and Adam today. Good to see you as well. Now, as we're starting the day out, we're sitting right now at 44. We will nearly double our temperature. We're headed for a high of about 82 with sunshine today. It's going to be warm all during the week. By the time we get to Thursday night, we will get our first taste of rain in what seems like forever. 60% chance on Thursday night and also on Friday is what we're looking at. Still early in the week, and then we'll roll into Veterans Day. Let's not forget that. That's coming up on Saturday. Very important. We always have a parade. We're looking forward to that. I know that Southeast will have their program out at Southeast School, which is the standard for all of them that is done. Hope you can make it out from there. Terry, good morning. All right, as each and every day as we get the day started, we have to have a good word. Let's go to Collinsville. Brother Ben's got a message for us today.
Now that we're nearly a week past the Halloween season, we're now running full steam ahead into the Thanksgiving season. We do still have a Thanksgiving season, don't we? Or has Christmas gobbled it up? Look, I love every single one of those holiday seasons and gladly celebrate them. The cultural ones, the patriotic ones, and especially the Christian-focused ones. But maybe there's some holidays that you observe that I've left out in my list there. Have you found not everybody agrees on whether or not we should observe a particular holiday? Some refuse to observe Halloween. In fact, I know a guy who used to turn out his lights and sit in the dark on Halloween night so that trick-or-treaters would pass by thinking he wasn't home. Maybe he still does that. He wanted no part of Halloween. And I knew another guy who refused to celebrate the Christmas holiday as the birth of Christ. He was a Christian and would exchange gifts, but he had no Christmas tree, and you definitely didn't read Luke 2 when you got together. He wanted no part of celebrating Christ at Christmas. And we could go into a host of other examples, but whatever the case may be, we tend to judge each other over which holidays we observe and which ones we don't. Paul, by the inspiration of the Holy Spirit, has a word for us in Romans 14. He says, one person esteems one day as better than another, while another esteems all days alike. Each one should be fully convinced in his own mind. The one who observes the day, observes it in honor of the Lord. The one who abstains, abstains in honor of the Lord and gives thanks to God. And so he says, either way you go concerning a holiday, it's fine as long as three things can happen. One, you're convinced in your own mind. Two, you can observe that day as unto the Lord, giving thanks to the Lord. And three, you don't pass judgment on those who differ from you. These holidays are almost always Christian liberty issues, so be free, especially from judgment. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, Mowdy Cabinetry, and Parker Marketing Insurance Advisors. And as always, a good way to start our day. And you can always watch these. We've got those on YouTube on our channel. You can go back. They're posted daily. If you missed one, want to just go through and get some good messages, they're all there since we started this a little over a year ago. A great partnership we have with the church there in Collinsville. They'll be open Wednesday night. Come by and visit with them there. Harvey, good morning there. Also, James Sullivan is up. Miss Dorothy joins us from Causeyville. So many of you. Glad to see this. I haven't noticed this, but they say nationwide they're down. Have we noticed this locally? What I'm talking about is catalytic converter theft. They say that it reached its peak during the pandemic and now has slowly declined. Not so sure about that. Sometimes it's just not reported, but it still goes on. I know we had several rings here that were going on. The GOP has presented it. It is saying that it will most likely fail as the GOP has pushed forward a bill to fund Israel. A lot of Democrats are saying they will not vote for this. We will see what happens with this as it comes across. Of course, this will be House Speaker Mike Johnson's first big push. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. Right or wrong, it's always back and forth in between the two groups. This is disgusting. There's no other way to word this. As New Jersey, the elementary school janitor is accused of contaminating food with bodily fluids. I'll leave it at that. I won't go into any further than that. It's a 25-year-old man that I can't pronounce his name. Horrible. Tyson Foods, and this is nationwide. We see this. This destroyed areas like us, and this is happening in other parts of the country. If you remember in Quitman and Tuxedo, all the mills that we had that were there, that we had a lot of clothing in our area. When they shut down, jobs went away. Tyson's Food throughout Missouri and Arkansas are shutting down plants. They're at number 3 there. Each one of these had about 1,500 employees. These small town Americas, it's what they depended upon. We're seeing more and more of this. Tyson's comment on it is they've got to do it to be able to be competitive and stay into the ball game of being the number one. Sure hate for those jobs to go away, don't you? John Voight, as we know him, a very conservative speaker, is speaking out against his daughter, Angelina Jolie, after she was saying that lies were being told about what happened in Israel. He worries about his daughter. They're on two opposite ends of the fence. And I know I guess you could go back to 1860. That's the way things were then, where you would have people at a table that would believe one way and the other way. We're kind of that way in America now. It's fighting amongst ourselves. There's no other way to word it. As we see, the guy that handled the polls for Obama back in the day, the last time that he ran, says that Biden's in deep trouble. Says the polls are showing that, he needs to drop out, as they see more and more people not supportive of him in 24. They'll most likely change candidates. He wants it bad again. We'll see what becomes of it, but they're saying that he has no chance of making it. Who will they pick if they do this? Like I said, he wants it. He's not giving up on this. Well, they tell him everything else to do. It's a pretty easy job. Oh, let's see what's happened over the weekend. I don't get involved in a lot of stories that deal with this. To me, it's nonsense. I don't fool with the royal family very much. But I'll say this because it is a headline, and I think someone will regret these things later. As we see that Harry, he's just had one issue after another with his family, hasn't he? I think a lot of it has to do with the bride that has him by a nose ring. Am I right? Does anybody disagree with me on that? I think she pulls him around, tells him what he can and can't do. It's announced that he will not attend his dad's 75th birthday. I think that's wrong. I think there's a lot of things that he's done that he will regret as an older man. Whether it's ever admitted publicly, I think he will regret these things. You've heard that term, you will live to regret it. And again, there's a lot of times things that go on that you never admit publicly. I think he's going to regret this over and over. Trump has spoken. Do you remember the young lady, what's her name? I'm trying to think of it, where she was... Kim, is that her name? Kim Reynolds, this girl right here? Let me show her a picture. Is this who she is? If I'm not mistaken. Carrie Lake is her name. They're saying that she is going to endorse DeSantis instead of Trump after Trump promoted her during all of this. And Trump says when she does this, it will be the end of her political career. Yeah, it's the governor of Iowa. I had that mixed up there. The governor of Iowa. She's going to endorse it, and he had backed her. He said it's the end of her political career. Do you agree with it? Does Trump still have that power over Republicans if he says yay or nay? Does he still have it? We'll see on that. That's what he is saying. We'll be right back as we get into this forecast. And again, it's kind of up seesaw weather. I always call this is the weather that makes you sick. We're going to dive deeper into this so you'll know exactly what to expect this week. Those are a few of the headlines that are shaping America this morning. We'll be right back with, well, the rest of it.
Need an expert to repair a rock peck or cracked windshield? Call Advanced Auto Glass by Joey for quality workmanship and customer service. Convenient same-day service, as well as in-house calibration for vehicle safety systems. Reliable mobile service is available in Clark, Kemper, Neshoba, Lauderdale, and Newton counties for all cars, trucks, and heavy equipment. Book your appointment today for custom tinting. It can reduce temps, fading, glare, and more. Improve the safety and enhance the appearance of your vehicle today with services from Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
Are you looking for a job that could last a lifetime? Structural Steel is hiring now. With employees that have been there from 20 to 40 years, they're family-owned and operated since 1975. Competitive starting wages, a 401k package, and great insurance. Immediate openings on the day shift and night shift. From entry-level helpers, welding and tacking, grinding and fitting. And the list goes on of job openings. Start your future today at Structural Steel. Call 483-5381.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
As we look at our record highs, record lows, it was back in 2005 that we had a warm, sunny day of 86. We'll be pretty close to that today. As we go back for our low, I was in first grade. I remember it well. 1976, it was 24 degrees on this date. That was cold. That was a bundle-up day. I guarantee you, we're a long way away from that. As we look across here, what's happening in Alabama today, pretty much the same as it is in Mississippi. We'll be jumping up somewhere around 82, 83 is what we're expected on the forecast across the different areas. So be prepared for that as all this changes as we go into, I don't know why that didn't update on that, but we're expecting highs to be somewhere around 80, right through Philadelphia, and 81 as we get to Columbus Air Force Base. Basically the same thing that we will see across the line as we move toward Tuscaloosa as well. Now, as we look at what's still going on with this, and you've heard this over and over the weekend, tragedy as we look at this, wildfire conditions exist through Wednesday. And if you'll notice, there's been every volunteer fire department. We had huge ones in Clark County, Newton County over the weekend. Then also we had some big fires that were across the Bama state line as well. Anything can spark a fire at this point. Be careful, be cautious. Don't light anything. It'll catch on fire. As we look at our temperatures, here's what we've got across the land. Mississippi's still warm. We got some normal weather out to our west, easing across Texas. Nothing this cold, though. Not yet. As we watch this, we are above average temperatures right now as we see this warmer weather, and brings about this for today, 81 to 82, depending upon where you're standing. Low of 51 tonight. Warmer tomorrow with a high of 83. By Wednesday, we're at 81. And then we get in this chance of rain here on Thursday night. It moves in on Friday, and it differs in between 40 to 60%. It's back and forth. We'll see what becomes of this. Saturday, a slight chance of showers, and a 20% still in there. So that basically means it's not much to it over the weekend. Sunshine, 65, though, as temperatures will drop about 15 degrees over the weekend. As we head into the 13th, we'll see that we've got 60-degree weather pretty much all the way through the 20th. Slight chances of rain. Our biggest chance of rain after that will fall somewhere around the 17th or 18th, where we have 40 to 50% chance of showers. Let's hope that we get it. We're going to need all of that as we head toward Thanksgiving. Whew. As we look at our fishing calendar today, what is the best time? Major time kicking off right now at 6:42 till about 9 o'clock this morning. So we're right on this. If you're out and about getting ready for it, the next major time will be after dark. So use it wisely. This morning is the time to go. Wind's going to be calm, becoming south-southwest around 5 this morning. Now, deer hunting, where does that fall? It got underway this morning, your first major time, as we pull to this from Collinsville meet at 6 o'clock. And it will last until 8, about an hour difference in between the fishing and hunting guides there as you look at this. Your second major time will be after dark, so not much chance. You got a slight chance there between 1 and 3. Mediocre at best there, so your morning hunt's going to be better. Again, calm wind today, about 5 miles an hour southwest wind. Not bad at all, is it? Now we're coming up on 6:45. Odie is off this morning. Greg Chatham will be in this morning filling in for Odie as And I think I wrote that up as Odie is frolicking in the mountains. He's on his third, sixth, how many honeymoons? They're enjoying themselves. They've got an anniversary, and we hope they have fun. So he'll be back on Wednesday as he returns. Should be back for the election. Oh, a lot of that going on. Speaking of, coming up in a few moments, we will have the Lieutenant Governor of the great state of Mississippi joining us. Delbert will be here, tell us all about what he thinks is going on. Plus, Nick Lisi will be in the house as he talks to us about Election Day tomorrow. Michael Cassidy, most likely, I think, will be in tomorrow. As we narrow this down November the 7th, where you will go vote. Some important races that have to be finalized. It all happens tomorrow. Vote, vote, and vote. Make sure to do that. We'll be back in just a few moments. I'm going to get another cup of coffee, and we'll be prepared for the big day. Y'all join us, won't you? Scotty Ray and Odie filling in with Greg, kicking off at 7 here at the Scotty Ray Report.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.